Everyone, you are welcome to this channel. Today we are looking at indices. Index is the singular form of indices, and it can be simply defined as the power or exponent raised to a number of variables. It is very essential to write down the index of the base number if the index is anything other than 1. The index of a number can be 0 or negative. Indices. The index represents the number of times a number has to be multiplied by itself. As you can see, x raised to power n times means if it's 9 times, 3 times, 4 times. That is, it must be multiplied at that times. X is the base and n is termed as the index. Now let's take a look at the laws of indices. The laws of indices are sets of fundamental rules that govern the way indices are to be dealt with mathematically. Rule 1. We call this multiplication rule. If two times with a similar base are to be multiplied by each other, the indices have to be added. X raised to power n multiplied by x raised to power n. We know our x is the base, while n is the index. Multiplied by x raised to power n with another index. This will give us x raised to power n plus n. Let's take a look at this example. 2 raised to power 2 multiplied by 2 raised to power 3. They have the same base but different indices. This will give us 2 raised to power 2 plus 3. And the answer is 2 raised to power 5, which is equal to 32. Now rule 2, division rule. If two times with a similar base have to be divided, the index have to be subtracted. X raised to power n divided by x raised to power n. This will give us x raised to power n minus n. You know, x raised to power n is the numerator, while x raised to power m is the denominator. And the index n will be subtracted, m will be subtracted from n. Now, let's take a look example of this. If 5 raised to power 4 divided by 5 raised to power 2, this will give us 5 raised to power 4 minus 2, according to division 2, which is 5 raised to power 2, and the answer equals 25. Rule 3, which refers to the power of a rule. If the index of a number is itself raised into another power, then the two indices have to be multiplied. X raised to power n, that is, that n is also raised to the power of n. We have x to the power n multiplied by n. Now let's take a look at this example. 2 raised to power 2, and that 2 is into power 3. This will give us 2 raised to power 3 multiplied by 2, and that is gives 2 raised to power 6. And our answer is 64. Another rule, which is negative power rule, which is rule 4. If a term has a negative index, it can be represented as a reciprocal with the positive index at its power. Now, x raised to power minus n will give us 1 over x raised to power n. Now, in this example, let's simplify 2 raised to power minus 2. This will give us 1 over 2 raised to power 2, and the answer is 1 over 4. Now, rule 5. Rule 5 is zero power rule. This zero power rule says that if a term has the index as 0, the value of that term becomes 1, no matter what the base value is. X raised to power 0 equals 1. Let's take a look at this example. 2 raised to power 0 equals 1. Now rule 6, which is referred to as multiplication with similar indices and different base rule. If two terms is multiplication with each other, and they have the similar indices but different bases, then the two bases are multiplied with each other. M raised to power n multiplied by b raised to power n. As you can see, we have different bases but the same indices. Therefore, the bases must be multiplied. So let's take a look at this example. We have 2 raised to power 2 multiplied by 3 raised to power 2. That is, we have to multiply the base. 2 multiplied by 3 will give us 6. and the index still remain the same. So now 6 raised to power 2 give us 36. Now rule 7, which is division with similar indices and different base rule. We have m raised to power n divided by b raised to power n. That is m divided by b, we have the same index as n. Example, 6 raised to power 2 divided by 3 raised to power 2. So this is 6 divided by 3, and the answer will be 2. And that is 2 raised to power 2, and will give us 4. Now the last rule, which is fractional index rule. The fractional index rule, if a term has index in the fractional form, it can be represented in the radical form as well. As you can see, b raised to power n divided by m. We have the m root of that b, everything raised to power n. And as example is given here, 8 raised to power 2 over 3. We have the cube root of 8 raised to power 2. And the answer is 2 raised to power 2, which is equals to 4. So that is the end of today's class. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more. Thank you and God bless.